So the group in front of the lab wasn't after me. They were after Ryan Francis, 27-year-old intern at Seattle Mercy Hospital on Capitol Hill there. He'd seen my sign on the window and made it here. We think he managed to barricade the doors downstairs. They seemed to be holding. Dead, still milling about outside like hungry sharks. Ryan, seems clearly human. I let him in based on his running and shouting, something they don't seem to be able to do. Following is his story. A day before the outbreak, we were swamped with people coming into the ER. Everyone had the same symptoms: aching joints and muscles, burning eyes, stomach aches, rapid heartbeats, and shallow breathing. None of our treatments worked. Wasn't much we could do but try to calm them. We were on a skeleton staff, as many of the doctors and nurses were now patients in the hospital too. We had some medics from the National Guard, but it wasn't enough. Then the dead started coming back to life. Hospital was just about the worst place in the world to be, since it had the most infected people in one concentrated place. I hid in the cafeteria with 2 co-workers. One left after a few days to try and find his family, something we were all thinking about. Nancy and I finally decided to leave a few days after that. We had to do something. We hoped the dead had moved on and thought we'd try to get to my houseboat I shared with my girlfriend on Lake Union. We found what was probably one, scattered outside the hospital. The dead found us pretty much right away. As we made our way down the hill, Nancy was attacked on the corner of Bellevue and Denny. There's nothing I could do. I hate to even say it, but that gave me the chance to get here. There's a lot of them roaming around out there, but they're not fast if you start with some distance between you and them. If they're right up on you, though. We'll leave for the houseboat tonight, just after midnight. Ryan says he thinks that the zombie's eyesight is hampered by darkness. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. He hasn't heard from his girlfriend since the cell reception went out almost a week ago. We have no idea if she's alive or not. He's distraught. There's no reason to stay here. He found me, but neither of us thinks anyone else is gonna show up. January 20, 2012. Made it to the houseboat. It's a bad scene here. Blood in the cabin and on the deck. Not clear whose blood. It's dry. No sign of Ryan's girlfriend. The cell phone's here. It's bloody too. Ryan's a wreck. Marina's quiet, but the creaking of the boats, the docks, and even the sound of the tide makes it hard to dial down my nerves, expecting the sounds to mask an approach by the dead. We don't think they followed us here, but unsure if there are any around. Hard to tell if they see worse in the dark than we do. In any event, we've been using a flashlight, trying to mask it from view as much as we can. There's food here, bottled water. No weapons to speak of. Ryan's old baseball bat, I suppose. His neighbor had a handgun that he knows of. That's where we're heading next, but need to sleep. Doesn't feel safe, but can't be helped. January 21, 2012. Neighbor had 2 handguns, some ammo. Between his place and Ryan's, we have flashlights and batteries, and food and water, some clothes and camping gear, handheld GPS from before everyone had them on the phones, first aid kit, and of course the baseball bat. We got all this into the motorboat and pushed off and away. They came as soon as we fired up the engine, which means they can hear, or at least hear the roar of an outboard motor. Ryan has some experience with guns. I concentrated on steering. Bullets don't really seem to stop them. Body shots do nothing. Force of the shot slows them down, but that's about it. He nailed a couple in the head, but they kept coming. When I killed Paul, or whatever it was, the acid had removed either a crucial part of the brain or enough of the brain to stop it. Ryan says we need higher caliber weapons. We have a 9mm and a .22. In their attempts to attack us, a whole bunch of the zombies fell into the lake, but walked into the lake. They can't move fast enough to tread water, and I assume due to the lack of air in their lungs, they sink. For that same reason, I don't believe they actually drowned. Somewhere at the bottom, hungry zombies lurk. They shouldn't even be able to move around on land. How long can they live underwater?